The mother Calico cat lived in a quiet corner of the world where sunlight spilled gently across old rooftops and flowering plants leaned over narrow paths. Her fur was a beautiful blend of orange, black, and white, each patch telling a silent story of resilience and warmth. She had chosen a small, cozy space beneath a wooden porch as her home, a place where she felt safe enough to raise the greatest treasure of her life, her kittens. Every morning, she stretched gracefully, her watchful eyes scanning the surroundings before turning back to the tiny lives depending entirely on her care. Her kittens were the softest little creatures, barely bigger than her paws, with fur as fluffy as drifting clouds. Each one was different. One had bold stripes, another had snowy white paws, and the smallest had a tiny black spot on its nose. They spent their days curled against their mother's warm belly, listening to the steady rhythm of her heartbeat. Whenever they mewed softly, the Calico cat responded instantly, licking their tiny heads and wrapping her tail around them like a shield. As the days passed, the kittens grew stronger and more curious. They began wobbling on their unsteady legs, tumbling over one another in playful attempts to explore their world. The mother cat watched closely, never letting them wander too far. She taught them important lessons: how to clean their fur, how to listen for unfamiliar sounds, and when to freeze perfectly still. Even during play, her eyes never lost their calm, protective focus. When it was time to eat, the mother Calico cat would leave briefly, moving quietly through the neighborhood in search of food. She always returned, no matter how far she went, guided by the familiar scent of her kittens. Upon her return, she was greeted by tiny, excited cries and clumsy leaps. She cleaned their faces and settled beside them, ensuring each kitten was fed and comfortable before resting herself. At night, the world grew quiet, and the porch became a small universe of warmth and safety. The kittens slept piled together, their tiny paws twitching as they dreamed. The mother cat stayed awake longer, listening to distant sounds and keeping watch. The moonlight reflected softly on her multicolored fur as she stood guard, a silent promise that no harm would come to her babies. As weeks turned into months, the kittens became more confident and playful, chasing leaves and shadows with endless enthusiasm. Though they no longer needed her as much, the bond between them remained unbreakable. The mother Calico cat watched with pride as her kittens discovered the world, knowing that her love, patience, and protection had given them the strength to grow. In that quiet corner beneath the porch, a simple but powerful story of motherhood, devotion, and unconditional love continued to unfold every single day.